Respect. Just like momentum, it's very difficult to gain, but at the same time, very easy to lose. Matter of fact, I hear leaders say frequently that they'd rather be respected than liked. When I first started talking about John Maxwell's 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership on my YouTube channel, the first one I talked about was the law of the lid. And in order to raise my leadership lid, one of the main things I had to do was to gain respect. And it wasn't easy to do. I mean, I took the very long road in order to gain respect when I started my nonprofit, the Utah African American Chamber of Commerce. Here's a young man, 27, 28 years old at the time, who was trying to reestablish a nonprofit that was slowly fading away and was chosen to start a new one. And I had no business experience, very little, network marketing if you want to count that, no chamber experience at all. My first exposure to a chamber was the very first Black Chamber of Commerce here in the state of Utah, and little nonprofit experience at all. I mean, my only experience to nonprofit is starting my own. So here I am, a lot of odds stacked against me, let alone Utah. On the map, it looks like a big state, but really there was 2.5 million people in the state of Utah at the time. Now we're approaching about 3 million. And then the Black community, it's just 1-2% of that population. And one of the very few that are been born and raised in Utah, I knew the majority of the Black community. It's very easy to network on accident within the state of Utah, 1-2 degrees of separation. So you can imagine what it's like being in the Black community. And people knowing my family, and my family very involved in the Baptist church, but as far as being secularly involved in the community, not so much. So there was that. So seeing, and a lot of the community leaders here basically watched me grow up. So I had a lot of things stacked against me as far as trying to start a successful nonprofit. So to gain respect from the community, because that's what I needed in order for the chamber to grow, to prosper, to have success, to show that it is a value that is needed in this marketplace. So one of the first things I did is that, I basically just I put my reputation on the line. Like I had to commit to the process. I didn't want to be another nonprofit organization that tried to start something and just fade away. I was so passionate about starting it because people told me it wouldn't happen. And I used that as a drive, as a motivation to get it moving. And I'm so grateful for the other ethnic chambers and other chambers of commerce that were already established. I was able to lean on them, and they showed me the way in order to start a nonprofit, start a chamber of commerce, and had basically a system already in place that I can copy. I tell people a lot of time that I'm ambitiously lazy, that I have all these ideas and everything built up inside of me, but I'm definitely not the one to develop them or create them. I want to see who else has done it and what can I do to duplicate that. I'll give credit where credit is due, but I'd rather not reinvent the wheel, so to speak. So I'm grateful to those that kind of showed me the way. I had great mentors, great leaders that I followed that showed me the way. So I stayed committed to the process, very loyal to them. When they told me to do something, I did it. I didn't back away, even when it was most uncomfortable. When they wanted to introduce me to people that they wanted me to meet, or when they wanted me to make a phone call or show up to a specific event, typically meeting them there. So I'll be there by myself sometimes, or show up for an appointment or schedule an appointment and no one is there, but I still stuck with it. And this happened for a good few years. I had board members that came and gone, and I just wasn't a good enough leader to kind of show them the way on what needed to happen. They're just mainly there on paper so we can have an official Chamber of Commerce. So I stayed committed to the process. And then I became passionate and shared with people that there was value to be had. And once I showed them that there was value to be had within the chamber, then I started experiencing just a little bit of success. And I gained a little bit of respect from community leaders. And then it started just to spread. And then it just became more motivating for me to keep moving. So the key to gaining respect is, one, you got to be consistent. You got to be committed to the process. Got to be committed to your growth. Be committed to your goals. And two, you have to be loyal no matter what happens. If your reputation is on the line, if you are if you're following somebody, or if you have a mentor, you got to be open with them. You got to be committed. You got to be loyal to them and let them know that you're going to be there for them through thick and thin. And you got to share. You got to have value. Be there to give value to them. The law of respect, folks, is key when it comes to building leadership. And still to this day, there's still respect for me to gain. But now it's just beyond just the small black community that we have here. It's just now is the city, the state, the region, the nation. I mean, go big or go home, right? Continually gaining more and more respect and see the possibilities of not only what this chamber can become, but just the growth within myself as well. So if you're looking to build your leadership, look at what respect do you have amongst others. Not just your peers, not just your followers, but other leaders, people that mentor you and people that you mentor. Because like I said, other leaders, they'd rather have respect than being liked. Because if you're respected, then you know that there's commitment. Things can happen, things will get done, and allow you to live with purpose.
I just wanna go down.